Hello there and welcome to Newsline. I'm Elizabeth Omori and we have an exciting lineup of stories for you tonight. We are starting with some wonderful news. Remember the young man with a disability who shared his big dreams with us last week. Well, his story has gone viral and his dreams are getting real. But that's not all. Tonight, we are exploring the complexities of love and relationships. What makes a spark fade? And why do lovers sometimes become enemies? We will delve into these questions and more, including a shocking story of a man who murdered his wife in Benin, Edo State. We'll also share some valuable insights on what makes men awesome and loving. And take you also on a ride to Akwa Ibom State, where our correspondent discovered the miraculous powers of the Green River. So let's get started. And Ogochukwuka is set to bring you the news of the day. Hello, Ogochukwuka.
Hello, Lizzie. You seem to have a loaded package tonight.
Of course we do.
All right, thank you for joining the news desk. The Minister of State, Housing and Urban Development, Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, says the federal government is executing the Renewed Hope Housing Initiative in 13 states of the Federation. The minister, who gave this information during a media engagement in Kano, emphasized that the project will address the housing deficit in the country. Samira Hamisu has the details.
Renewed Hope Housing Initiative is one of the bold steps taken by the administration of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu towards addressing housing needs, especially in urban communities. The Minister of State Housing and Urban Development, Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, explains that the initiative is at various stages of implementation. The minister assures Nigerians that when fully implemented, the housing initiative will promote home ownership and foster sustainable urbanization.
By now we can say the policies have started yielding very positive effect. The dollar is coming down, the price of oil is coming down, the price of foodstuff are coming down.
Reiterating the continuous commitment of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's administration towards implementing viable economic policies, Minister Yusuf Abdullahi Atta also appeals to Muslim Ummah to intensify prayers in this month of Ramadan for political and economic stability of the country. From Kano, Samira Hamisu, NTA News.
NNPC Limited is projecting adding electric vehicle charging stations as add-ons to their retail outlets. Chief Corporate Communications Officer Femi Shoneye says this is in line with the company's proactive diversification strategy. Lydia Sampson reports.
Speaking at the NNPC Limited stakeholder engagement with National Assembly Committee clerks, deputy clerks and administrative staff of the National Assembly, Femi Shoneye says, as critical partners, the engagement is to enhance understanding and clarity on the operations of NNPC Limited.
We are committed to adding value to various sectors and communities across Nigeria. I am glad to let you know that through our NNPC Foundation, we have conducted 1,000 free cataract surgeries in the southwest of Nigeria.
He added that the organization is collaborating with Afrexim Bank to complete African Medical Center of Excellence, a 500-bed hospital specializing in oncology, hematology, cardiology, and advanced medical training for Nigerians. This strategic investment aims to enhance access to specialized healthcare, ensuring that Nigerians receive world-class medical treatment. The African Medical Center of Excellence is scheduled to commence operations in June 2025. He said NNPC Limited has been offering essential medical services such as radiology, physiotherapy, maternity care, and dental and eye treatment, as well as life-saving surgeries across Nigeria. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
8 persons have been reported dead following Lassa fever outbreak in Ebonyi State. The epidemiologist, State Ministry of Health, Dr. Obona Wambeke, made this disclosure while interacting with Samuel Okbo in Abakaliki.
Outbreak of Lassa fever in Ebonyi State in January 2018, where many lives were lost due to lack of knowledge and facilities to contend with the viral disease. Lassa fever still reoccurs annually, though with a low prevalent rate. As a proactive measure towards tackling the disease, the government built a virology center where all viral diseases, including Lassa fever, are diagnosed and treated, with awareness campaigns and enlightenment on the causes and prevention of the disease. Despite these efforts, many citizens of the state still fall victim to Lassa fever. Currently, 15 cases are confirmed, out of which 8 have died, remaining 7 who are receiving treatment at the Virology Center at Abakaliki.
Current outbreak started at the peak of this season, sometime in December, in a 26-year-old male who resides in Abakaliki, urban here. It was suspectly diagnosed on the 30th, and treatment commenced.
According to experts, chances of surviving Lassa fever are higher when it is reported within 1 week. In Abakaliki, Samuel Okpo, NTA News.
Now, the Renewed Hope initiative of President Bola Tinubu on food security is a significant milestone to actualizing the country's socio-economic targets. This is a remark by the Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, at the inauguration of the Irrigate Nigeria project. Awal Abdullahi has details.
This 30,000 hectares of dry season rice farm is demarcated for the transformative agricultural initiative in Gamawa local government area of Bauchi State. As part of the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, the project, under the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, is aimed at reducing hunger, creating jobs, and improving the country's economy.
The Irrigate Nigeria project will empower Nigeria's farmers and rural economies. By increasing the quantity and quality of harvest, farmers and farming communities will see increased incomes. Nigerian consumers will benefit through reduced prices that will result from increased availability of food.
Bauchi State is fully committed to this noble vision. We will continue to invest in human capital, technology, and innovative agricultural policies to make Nigeria self-sufficient in food production as per the vision of Mr. President.
The commissioning of the project has also served as the official launching of the branded Tinubu rice. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, is felicitating with Muslim Ummah in Nigeria and around the world at the holy month of Ramadan. He says Ramadan is a time for spiritual rejuvenation, introspection, and renewal, and prays Allah to grant Muslims the strength and wisdom to observe the fast with devotion and sincerity. He is using the time to assure Nigerians that government will continue to work tirelessly to address the challenges facing the nation, from economic uncertainty to social inequality. The APC national chairman reminds Muslims that as they observe the fast, they should not forget to assist the poor and vulnerable and reach out to them with kindness, compassion, and generosity. He also wants Nigerian Muslims to offer prayers for President Bola Tinubu, seeking divine guidance, strength, and wisdom for him to successfully implement his renewed hope agenda, which promises to bring about positive transformation to the lives of all Nigerians. The scriptures that say, when men are cast down, then thou shalt say, there is lifting up, best describes the gesture by the chairman, Beyond Borders Foundation, Pastor Isaac Mark, as he empowered small and medium enterprises with business grants worth $30,000, starter packs, and presented 50 Corporate Affairs Commission business registered certificates to beneficiaries. Olajide Bello reports that this was at the Success Motivation 3.0 in collaboration with Abuja Enterprise Agency.
It's another day of reckoning. When the sky splits and time holds its breath, every hand shall reap what every heart has sown. This time around, the third in the series, after weeks of vocational training, in tailoring, solar installation and other high-demand fields. Opportunities meet with innovative community-driven solutions targeted at the unique needs of the people. Innovation is the key that unlocks new possibilities, and the courage to dream beyond limitations creates solutions where others see obstacles.
As business owners, we can come together and come up with a platform where young people, where business owners, where market women, market men, the downtrodden, those who don't have a lot, the less privileged, they can also get the right training, the right skills, the right exposure to be able to build up themselves financially.
When compassion fills the heart, innovation guides the mind, and collaboration unites the efforts, making nothing impossible.
Great opportunity. Utilize whatever it is that they give them very well, and probably scale up their businesses from there.
What is directed, redirected and scaled is human capital development.
For the beneficiaries, barriers have crumbled, opportunities arose, and lives will be forever changed.
These grants will go a long way when, as I'm going to infuse it into my business to push it a little bit further.
I'm so happy. I have a lot of challenge, but I thank God for now. I don't have any challenge anymore. Yes, this is the biggest thing that will put food on my table. I'm so happy. It's good to have a handwork.
With over 10,000 lives touched so far, Beyond Borders Foundation says when people come together, combining skills, perspectives and passions, they create something far greater than any single effort could achieve. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Now, for Nigeria to be transformed, the youths will have to wake up to their responsibilities as agents of change for a sustainable future. Our former executive director, NTA, Grace Egbagbe, disclosed this at a youth summit in Auchi, Edo State, tagged Empowering the Future Summit. Victor Odio-Archer reports that the summit is focused on campaign against drug abuse.
Abuses of various types have become dominant in the present-day society, especially sexual abuse of children by those who are close to them, drug abuse and domestic violence, as well as child labor. This is why Empowering the Future Summit in Auchi focuses on secondary school children to catch them young and disabuse their minds from social vices and prepare them to be the true leaders of tomorrow.
How can we help these children go towards the right path? By having programs like this, empowering, educating, teaching them, mentoring them at the same time.
A former executive director, Marketing, Nigerian Television Authority, advocated the need for the youth to be responsible through innovation and entrepreneurship, active participation in governance.
Instead of sitting back and complaining all the time, they should think about how they can create something that will sustain their future, something that will benefit not only themselves but also the community.
Other speakers at the summit spoke on sundry issues such as drug abuse and sexual abuse.
Abuses are being melted on our children these days, but the most painful of all of it is the sexual abuse of our children.
In Auchi, Victor Odio-Archer, NTA News.
In the meantime, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have arrested a 42-year-old Angolan businessman at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, for attempting to traffic a large consignment of cocaine to Istanbul, Turkey. Sawal Khalil Ibrahim reports that this is among other interdictions in different parts of the country as part of the war against illicit substances across the country.
The suspect, who is from Angola, was arrested on Tuesday, 25th February 2025 at the screening point of the Kano airport while trying to board a plane to Istanbul, Turkey via Cairo. Body scan confirmed he ingested illicit drug, after which he expelled 120 pellets of cocaine weighing 1.829 kilograms in 7 excretions. A similar attempt by an auto spare part dealer to send 2 parcels of 1.10 kilogram cocaine concealed in vehicle propellers to Angola through the export shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, was also thwarted by NDLEA operatives who arrested him on Monday, 24th February 2025. At the Tinkan Seaport in Lagos, NDLEA operatives on Friday, 28th February, discovered a total of 128 parcels of Canadian loud concealed in 2 mattresses in the trunk of a Toyota Venza car imported from Canada. Owner of the shipment has been arrested and taken into custody. Operatives in Kwara State on Monday, 24th February, nabbed Ebenenua with 2,980 tablets of tramadol and dozens of diazepam pills at Eyinkorin Expressway, Ilorin, Edo, Maiduguri, Ibadan, Zamfara and Kano State were among the flashpoints during the week under review. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu congratulates Alhaja Latifat Olufunke Gbajabiamila on her 95th birthday. The mother of the president's chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, is described as a revered leader, accomplished entrepreneur, and philanthropist. President Tinubu celebrates and extols her unmatched kindness, humility, and unwavering dedication to serving God and humanity, reflecting on her impactful service as the first elected female local government chairperson under the Lateef Jakonde administration. President Tinubu says Alhaja Gbajabiamila's name will undoubtedly stand out when chronicling the women who have left lasting marks on Nigeria's socio-political landscape. And from the foreign scene, UK and Ukraine sign new deal to support Ukraine's defense capabilities as European leaders summit begins in London. Plus, Uganda reports second death from Ebola virus in Kampala. Charles Alpha reports.
Supporters cheered as Zelensky's envoy swept into Downing Street, where he was embraced by Keir Starmer, before heading into the UK leader's home. The two countries also unveiled a £2.26 billion, that is $2.84 billion loan agreement to support Ukraine's defense capabilities. Starmer said both leaders wanted to achieve a lasting peace for Ukraine based on sovereignty and security for Ukraine, which is so important for Europe and the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, European leaders converge on London Sunday for talks on the plight of Ukraine. Downing Street said Sunday's summit would again stress the need for a strong, lasting deal that delivers a permanent peace and next steps on planning for strong security guarantees for Ukraine. In Africa, Uganda reported a second death from Ebola virus in Kampala, where a young child died on Sunday. It is the second victim of an outbreak that was announced in late January. About 265 others were quarantined for monitoring in a hospital in Kampala and the eastern city of Mbale after coming into contact with the nurse who died in late January. This is the sixth outbreak in Uganda of Sudan Ebola, a strain of the virus for which there is no approved vaccine for a vaccination. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
And Bade has the latest in the world of sports. Hello, Bade. You are on.
Ready, Ogo? Okay, let's begin from home, as it was another week of field goals and slim wins in the Nigeria Premier Football League as Kano Pillars came from a go-down to secure a 2-1 victory against Enugu Rangers to move them into top 4 of the MPFL. Elsewhere, Enyimba continued to struggle in front of goal with just one win in their last 5 league games, but they managed a 1-0 win away to Niger Tornadoes. In Lagos, Ikorodu City seemed to have rediscovered their goal-scoring form as they beat Heartland 2-0, while league leaders Remo Stars have now opened a 12-point gap at the top of the table after seeing off Plateau United by a lone goal. Away from Nigeria now and to the English FA Cup, where Danny Welbeck was the hero at Newcastle after his match-winning goal against the Magpies sent Brighton into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Both sides were reduced to 10 men and a goal apiece as the game dragged to extra time before the former Manchester United forward struck with 5 minutes remaining of extra time to seal a 2-1 win for the visitors. At Old Trafford, Manchester United were knocked out of the FA Cup by Fulham 4-3 on penalties after their fifth-round clash ended 1 goal apiece at the end of extra time. Meanwhile, Fulham have been drawn against Crystal Palace in the quarterfinals. Bournemouth will entertain Manchester City. Brighton are up against Nottingham Forest, while Preston North End will clash with Premier League side Aston Villa. Still talking football, Barcelona regained top spot in the Spanish La Liga on Sunday with a comfortable 4-0 thrashing of 10-man Real Sociedad. Only 1 point now separates Barcelona from second-placed Atletico Madrid, while Real Madrid are third on the log as the title race is blown open. Recall that Madrid lost 1-2 at home to Real Betis on Saturday, making it 2 losses, 2 draws and a win in 5 league games for the European champions. That does it on sports for now. Let's now return to Ogo.
Thank you, Bade, for the update. Now, the family of the Beatrice Palm has announced the death of Christopher Chowang Palm, which occurred on February 19, 2025, at the age of 69. The deceased was described as a devoted husband, father, brother, and grandfather who touched many lives with his kindness, wisdom, and unwavering faith. A release signed on behalf of the family by Reverend James Gyang Palm indicates that the service of songs in honor of the late Christopher Chowang Palm is scheduled to hold on March 7, 2025 at his residence in Rantia, Jos, Plateau State, while the final farewell will take place on March 8, 2025 at the family burial ground, Du Village, Jos South, Plateau State. And now for weather updates.
Welcome. As moisture continues to flow into the country, the southern region should expect a cloudy day with brief spells of sunshine during the morning hours. As the day progresses, isolated thunderstorms are likely to develop across the coastal areas, extending inland to parts of Ogun, Ondo, Oyo, Edo, Imo, and Abia State. In contrast, the central cities will experience a sunny day with just a few patches of cloud. Meanwhile, in the northern regions, sunny and hazy conditions are expected, except over Kano, Jigawa, and Katsina, where moderate dust haze will prevail. And that's the latest from our weather center. I'm Safia Senginusa. Thank you for watching.
And as always, we take a commercial break, and Lizzie will be back.
Thanks for staying with us. Just last week, we shared the heartwarming story of Hanafi Awal Abdullahi, a 20-year-old physically challenged young man with his big dream. Despite the odds, he's determined to earn a degree in computer science. And we are thrilled to report that Hanafi's community has rallied round him to make his dream a reality. A compassionate individual from Kebbi State who wishes to remain anonymous has generously offered to sponsor his entire degree program. This remarkable donor has also provided financial support to cover his living expenses while he's in school. But that's not all. Mukhtar Wowo reports that another kind-hearted individual, Dr. Salih Abba from Borno State, has graciously covered the cost of Hanafi's UTME registration.
There is no doubt
The story of 20-year-old Hanafi Awal Abdullahi, who due to his condition uses his hands to navigate the world, has caught the attention of many Nigerians. Some good-spirited individuals, inspired by his refusal to allow his circumstances to define him, have indicated interest in taking responsibility for his university education. The quick response by Dr. Saleh Abba from Maiduguri, Borno State, who sent some money to Hanafi Awal to enable him pay for the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, has set the pace, with many others also reaching out to Hanafi through various means, anxiously waiting and praying for a positive outcome of the UTME result to sponsor his university education.
What captivated my mind was when I was watching the Newsline last week, and this news actually pop up again alongside the news of my son. And when I look at this disabled child that is struggling to actually make the difference, and looking at this passion that child has and the enthusiasm that he has in him, and I think we shouldn't let such kind of a talented child that is, as we all know that there is ability in disability, and this child is a true definition of ability in disability. And as such, I think it is actually responsibility of all of us as citizens of Nigeria to see how we can support the child.
As part of NTA's corporate social responsibility, Hanafi was conveyed to the JAMB Registration Center to get him registered. From the gate of the JAMB office in Mina to the last point of the UTME registration, Hanafi Awal Abdullahi was accorded special attention befitting his condition by the officials of the JAMB office.
We pray that this registration that Mr. Hanafi has successfully completed will enable him to pass the examination and be considered for admission in his university of choice.
A few hours after the UTME registration, an individual from Kebbi State who pleaded anonymity promised to help facilitate a full scholarship for Hanafi Awal Abdullahi to enable him achieve his dream. This good Samaritan from Kebbi State, in the meantime, has also deposited funds for his upkeep during his university education. Hanafi Awal, his foster mother Zainab Musa, his biological father, and some other members of his community back in Kebbi State are appreciative of the philanthropists who have come through in support of Hanafi's university education and the NTA, which provided the window for him to the world. Hanafi promises to work hard to ensure success.
I really appreciate. Thank you very much.
All eyes are now on Hanafi Awal Abdullahi, a fiscally challenged person, to see if his impressive record of 9 credits in his secondary school education will reflect in his UTME results.
Well, where there's a will, there's always a way. Thank you to all the donors. With your kindness, his dreams will surely come alive. Now, in a bold move that's sending shockwaves through the digital landscape, a brilliant Nigerian computer scientist has dared to challenge the status quo with the launch of Sense, a game-changing social media platform. This initiative of the venture is not only gaining widespread attention, but also sparking intense discussions about the future of digital communication in Nigeria and beyond. Now, with Sense, this young Nigerian is redefining the social media experience, offering a fresh and exciting alternative to the dominant global platforms. Fatima Sanusikari takes the story from here.
A young Nigerian physicist and computer scientist, Abdullahi Shuaibu, has made waves in the tech world with the launch of Sense, a social media platform that is rapidly gaining global popularity.
The fastest means of communication that almost everyone is adopting is social platforms. So we need something that will come from here and also help showcase the African masterpiece to the global socio-economic market.
Born in Zaria, Kaduna State, Abdullahi exhibited exceptional academic brilliance from an early age. He earned dual bachelor's degree in physics and computer engineering, setting the foundation for his groundbreaking innovations. Since, which launched in February, has already attracted millions of users thanks to its unique features and user-friendly interface.
Most of the platforms we are consuming were not created here in Africa, and the economic flow is almost one directional. It goes down there. So our people are not considered during settlement of their attention that is converted into cash. So one of the future we have to introduce, and I can tell you this with all humility, that we are the first all over the world to introduce gifting on timeline so that our people could have access to their attention turned into cash and then cash out in their local currency.
It's totally a different social media platform with many different features. It has a value for value.
Abdullahi's achievement is a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of Nigerian youths.
Why is the world missing the African masterpiece? It's because most of the solutions that we have today from the information technology sector were actually created by other people and they're bringing them down to Africa. So they don't have the gifts to really understand what we truly mean and what our culture, norms and values represent.
As Sins continues to gain traction, he remains committed to enhancing the platform, ensuring it remains safe, secure, and engaging digital space for users. With Sins, Nigeria once again demonstrated its potential to produce world-class innovators and entrepreneurs, solidifying its position as a hub for technological advancement in Africa.
2, 1.
Another good way to use the social media, we need more young people to take cues. A growing sense of unease has gripped Edo State as residents experience outrage and concern over the escalating cases of domestic killings and brutal attacks. The latest incident involves the tragic death of 38-year-old Success Ezeko, who was allegedly stabbed to death by her husband, Kelvin Ezeko. Awani Okolo reports that the community is reeling from the sheer frequency of such incidents, with many calling for urgent attention and action to address the root causes of these senseless killings. The repeated cases of deaths resulting from unmanaged conflict situations have left residents on edge, demanding greater accountability and support for victims of domestic violence.
These women consider Success Ezeko, the deceased, a sister, friend, daughter, among many other endearments. She seemed to be someone of good repute among the market traders. Success Ezeko traded in this her locked-up shop at the Rebini market for 9 years and consistently built up a business, though the last time they saw her on Friday, 22nd of February.
The first thing I know how she do auto again and says bead. She bead those traditional bead and this. That is her.
Now my house, now that you day here, I never see her for batting. You know they find trouble.
You get the day when I come market, she just call me say, why you go carry this fine girl enter son like this? She just call me, I want to withdraw money for her. That's why she take give me umbrella.
Most of these women were at a marriage ceremony on June 29, 2024, when her union with Kelvin, her husband, and now alleged killer, began.
The girl is a good girl to me. They do POS. Nothing do that man. This poster I me do am.
According to them, Kelvin had made it a habit to inflict pain on Success. They allege that Kelvin even came to the store on Saturday morning
and opened the shop, carried the girl's money, the POS and other belongings that belongs to the girl inside the shop.
People see her, people ask her, say, well, Sars. He said, oh, Sars, they inside house.
After the marriage, for honeymoon, now he cut in hand. That one go one side. He gave her a 4-month pregnancy. Like it. Where's a killer?
Her siblings gave first-hand information on how they got to be aware of their sister's death.
My sister called me on Friday night around 10 or 11. Call me, say, sister, you there? I say, yes. He said, Osamede don't start, oh. Osamede don't start, don't lock everywhere, oh. Don't they beat me, oh. If I feel escape, I they call you as if I go see moto. On Sunday around 10 morning, my daddy called me. You see your sister? I said, Daddy, I defend her sister. I know, but not they go. He said, Mama, Osamede come on Saturday. Kevin Mama come on Saturday. Say, they don't see your sister, oh. Go look for your sister, oh. Whether they don't kill her, oh.
Now my destiny helper. Now they kill so. I so I not believe say I get future again. Now 2002 now our mama died, leave us. Only God know how to grow up without mama, without papa.
This is the residence of the deceased where she lived with her husband. They packed in just December of 2024. That's barely 3 months of them living in this particular house. Apparently the gate was locked. As you can see it now, it's always locked. And this prevented him from having easy access into the house. And that's what led to him being discovered early before taking the cops out.
An advice to couples to find a way of settling their differences without necessarily resorting to violence. And where there are concerns, they should report to the police for actions to be taken.
Please, as much as possible, get a third party to register your pain. It might save your life.
And some of the things you have in our society and in families, when you trace it, there are things that could have been attended to that are voiced or unvoiced that many times we trivialize and minimize.
With Kelvin Izeko arraigned and charged to court, the next sitting on the case will be 19th of March, as Edo residents and Nigeria at large want to see justice served.
Well, I do agree with one of the respondents. Issues of violence in relationships should not be trivialized. Seek help when in an abusive relationship. You need to help yourself stay alive, because life is a gift and it should not be stolen by someone who does not appreciate you, know who you fall in love with. Now, it's Ramadan, and Aminu Sani Jaji, a National Assembly member representing Karanamuda Brinin Magaji Federal Constituency, has distributed Ramadan packages to vulnerable communities in Zamfara State. This annual tradition is part of his efforts to support his constituents and the state at large during the holy month. Jamil Ibrahim tells us more.
Ramadan is not only a period of fasting and prayer for the Muslims, but also a time when the well-to-do show more compassion, especially towards the needy, through various acts of philanthropy. It is in line with this that the National Assembly member representing Ornamo de Birnamagaji Federal Constituency, Aminu Sani Jaji, makes it an annual tradition to share with people of Zamfara State through massive provision of various welfare packages to the less privileged and his political supporters. This year is not an exception, as the lawmaker is in Gusau to flag up the distribution of the welfare packages. These include the presentation of food items and cash to the cooks he engaged to provide meals for the breaking of fast to the teeming Muslims in 41 centers established across the 40 local government areas of Zamfara State. This is in addition to the distribution of rice to over 50,000 people that cut across various groups, including persons with disabilities, orphans, widows, youth, political and religious groups, among others.
It's an initiative that lasted for more than 7 years that we are doing it to the people of Zamfara State. And we all know that there is no better time that you can do good things than the month of Ramadan. We will distribute about 15 trucks of rice, which will be shared, distributed to Oloma orphans and less privileged people, party leaders, and also stakeholders across the local government.
The beneficiaries are full of gratitude to the federal lawmaker for the support. Meanwhile, as a grassroots politician who stays in touch with his people, Jaji has hosted some political community and religious leaders from Zamfara North Senatorial District for the break of fast iftar at his hometown, Birnamagaji. This has provided an opportunity for the federal lawmaker to wine and dine with members of his political movement, Jajiya Amana, and also discuss vital issues related to the socio-economic development of the area in Zamfara State as a whole.
We hosted 4 local government which were able to organize and had iftar with them, or more than 1,000 people. And then subsequently some other local government will follow.
During the interaction, the National Assembly member also unveiled his plan to provide clothing materials and cash to 15,000 orphans drawn from across the Zamfara state ahead of this year's Eid al-Fitr festivity.
Thank you for putting a smile on their faces. Now let's take a break. Newsline will be right back. Welcome back. St. Mary's University, a private institution in Akoko-Ondo State, Nigeria, is dedicated to fostering both intellectual and moral growth. This was the core message delivered by the chairman of the Board of Trustees and visitor to the university, Sam Olugun-Orishe, SAN, during the institution's maiden matriculation. A correspondent reports that 300 students took part in the ceremony, while 5 pioneer students were awarded scholarships by the management of the school.
St. Mary's University is the first private university in Akoko Land, Ondo State, having received its operating license on 15th May 2003. Several months down the line, the school is providing a world-class learning environment conducive to high-quality teaching, research and character molding.
Stay focused, like have to leave what can distract me by now. Yeah, just to stay focused and make my parents proud.
The chairman, Board of Trustees, assured parents and the students that innovative learning approaches are being utilized to impart world-class knowledge.
With remarkable attention, the Board of Trustees provided the resources that met the stringent requirement of the Council of Legal Education for the establishment of Faculty of Law in the university. Among other things, the university can boast of a well-equipped offices for both lecturers and non-teaching staff, and provided other facilities to ensure conducive work environment. Our moot court stands shoulder high as one of the best in the country, aim at ensuring that our law student gets hands-on experience in courtroom practice. In addition, we have invested in the provision of SmartBoard, a cutting-edge tool that will revolutionize legal education in St. Mary's University.
President, Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, in his lecture, charged students to search for knowledge beyond their usual borders.
We must not be too comfortable anywhere we find ourselves. We must utilize opportunities and strive for excellence. Excellence. It is reported that the founder of Dubai, Sheikh Rashid, was once asked about the future of his country, and he replied, "My grandfather rode a camel."
I enjoy you and the Ghanaians to be in constant touch with your words, asking after their progress and welfare, and encouraging them to be of good behavior. The well-being of the student is our shared responsibility. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all members of staff of the university who have been committed to the vision of the university and continue to take a personal interest in the academic and social development of every student.
The private university runs 18 undergraduate programs with plans ongoing for more expansion.
In a world where grand gestures dominate the headlines, it's easy to overlook the small yet significant acts of kindness that men exhibit every day. But as our correspondent Thomas Ogbetere delves into the lives of Nigerians, it discovers that these little things can have profound impact. His report beams such light on the unsung heroism of everyday men and the simple yet powerful ways they make a difference in the lives of those around them.
I have a friend whose husband holds her bag everywhere they go. Not because she's handicapped, not because she cannot do it herself, but it just makes them feel special. You know, I would also use my personal example. My partner would make me a cup of tea every morning.
I carry my wife's bag everywhere. It's part of my accessories. In fact, you know the culture where, we're trying to help you carry what you're carrying, and I'll tell them, leave this one. It's my accessory.
It's unusual for them to see a man that is comfortable in his skin, he's his own person, and still doing it. So they're wondering, no, there has to be something. What do you could give them? Cut soap for us now, you know, and all that. So yes, I've heard such comments.
Meet Samuel Obafemi, a father of 4 who always makes time to help his children with their homework. His wife Dorothy says it is not just about helping with homework, it's about being present and showing interest in their lives.
It was a bit uncomfortable at first, but I got used to it. So now, even when we're going to say, you've forgotten your accessory, he's the one that will carry it. So I feel blessed to have a man that puts his family first.
Samuel Obafemi with a smile. He's always in the habit of opening the car and has doors for the wife.
I just do the dishes there and then. We don't even have to wait for someone to come and do the dishes. So for that, yes. For my wife's clothes or undies, I generally we do laundry and we do washing, but I don't have an issue with that. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind, like, why are you washing her undies? Like, it doesn't look like you're washing your wife's undies. It's our thing.
Nothing, just love. Just love. Like, the only thing we chop with that.
Other respondents are of the opinion that the little things that men do may seem insignificant, but they have a profound impact on the people around them. By showing up in these small ways, men can build a stronger relationship, challenge traditional notions of masculinity.
Remembering your birthday, the day you guys met, anniversaries, those things are important.
According to a psychologist, Dr. Margaret Olopo, when men show up in these small ways, it sends a powerful message that they care.
It's not negative, but it's something that is done out of love, but it's just the culture. And so it's easy to understand why some men feel that it's negative. Upbringing plays a major role in the way we even show love, in the way we see love, and in the way we give love.
In the end, it is clear that the little things that men do, like opening the car door for their partner or surprising their partner with breakfast, have a lasting impact, proving that it's the emotional investment in these acts that truly matter, not the grand gestures.
Of course, now love it, chop. Thank you so much, Thomas. And I celebrate all the responsible men out there. Your efforts are appreciated. Now, former Senate President, Senator Ayim Pius Ayim, marked his 64th birthday with a heartwarming gesture, sharing lunch with children at Abuja Children's Home. This act brought joy to the young faces and showcased Senator Ayim's compassion for those in need. Chinwe Muye tells us more.
We are all here gathered because of them.
This singular act by Senator Ayim Pius Ayim, which is the dedication of his 64th birthday to the orphans at the Karu Orphanage Home, indeed put smiles on their faces and rekindled their hopes for a better future.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Happy birthday to you.
For the Nigerian politician who served as the 9th President of the Senate from 2000 to 2003 and Secretary to the Government of the Federation from 2011 to 2015, there is no better way to celebrate, and that is why he has also invited this array of politicians and other distinguished personalities here to celebrate with him.
We want to say hip, 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 hip.
Best.
He's a unifier. In a country like Nigeria that needs unifiers. That's what he is. He's a unifier.
On behalf of the House of Federation, we wish you a very happy birthday, many happy returns, and wish you all the best. God bless you.
One, to realize that in the day of happiness, the best way to celebrate it is to celebrate with those downtrodden and the poor in our society. I want us to leave here with one key message. The message is that politicians and leaders must learn to bring down the glamour of office to connect with the people that we lead. One thing about the former Senate president that is very striking is he's a man that believes in friendship.
He likes to be at the bottom when you least expect him to do that. I'm always proud of him. He's somebody I always want to associate.
Celebrating the special day. And
aside these gifts of bag presented to these children, most of them will be seen through their education.
We want to invest in the lives of these children. We want those who will join us invest in their lives. And we know how many people who will choose the number of children or a single children you will sponsor from where they are now to a university. We release the balloon in the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Congratulations, sir. Now let's talk culture. In a vibrant celebration of Yoruba tradition, the descendants of Oluoje in Ijero Kingdom, Ogbomosho, gathered for the Odun Oba Festival. The event was a display of colors, sounds, and flavors, featuring traditional attires, local cuisines, and the rhythmic beats of African drums. Abiodun Babalola takes us on a journey to explore the significance of Odun Oba and the intersection of culture and religion as embodied by the Onpetu of Ijero Kingdom, Oba Sunday Oladapo Oyediran, a Christian and evangelist who believes that culture and tradition are distinct concepts.
It was a celebration of culture and traditions as Oluoje descendants, both within and outside the country, gathered to revitalize cultural practices, beliefs, and values which Odun Oba Festival provides. Odoje Festival was once celebrated by worshipping the Oje River. However, after the accession of Oba Sunday Oyediran as Onpetu of Ijeru Kingdom, he decided to change the Odoje Festival to a revival-like event called Odun Oba Festival, where every Oluoje descendant will gather to give thanks to God for what he has done.
Not that they do not believe, they believed in God, but they were looking for ways of getting to God. So they thought one of the means of getting to God was through the medium of river. But thank God for the understanding he gave us. We were able to know that you cannot go through God. You cannot go to God through a medium. You have direct access to God. And that is why we have to change from paying obeisance to river to worshiping God, the living God.
Redefining the Odun Oba Festival from Odoje Festival brings joy and happiness with a display of traditional drums, local dresses, foods, and music as Oluoje descendants were seen celebrating with one another in a joyous mood.
Promote more of our traditional music. You could see how lively it is, how it makes you to, bring life into you.
Our culture is gradually going extinct, but with programs like this, it helps our upcoming children to know a lot about our culture and to know how rich our culture is.
To remember our source, that we are from somewhere, regardless of westernization or whatsoever, we are from somewhere. And we cannot be totally isolated from our source.
Culture Culture is life and we thrive in it. Now, let's pay more bills. More to come when we return. If you just joined us, this is Newsline on NTA. Beyond its reputation as a hub for oil and gas, Akwa Ibom State boasts of a rich tourism landscape steeped in unique histories and captivating attractions. In this report, Diane Uko brings us the fascinating stories of the Green River, renowned for its healing property, and the Slave Trade Memorial, a reminder of the state's complex past.
The journey to the Green River, located in Ikorakpa, Ibesikwa Sultan local government area, is about 35 minutes from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital. The village head of Ikorakpa, Etidong Emmanuel Udot, in company of his council members, lead the NTA crew to the tourist attraction. This is because visitors are not allowed access to the river except after due clearance and are led by the community authority.
We have natural resources like fish, we have sand, we have gravel, like what happened in Bethsaida in the Bible. We have such here. If you get sick, and do believe that when you get into the river and bath or drink the water, automatically you will be healed.
Akamoekanbito means he like these visitors even more than we are. If they have any problem, any sick, any spiritual problem, immediately you bath, their problem have to be solved here.
As if the taste of the Green River was just a tip of the iceberg, the crew stopped at the Slave Trade Memorial to recollect stories surrounding the Dark Age. Going round this memorial, we gather that the underlying reason for its establishment is to further drive the narrative that slavery of every kind had long been abolished and should be strongly discouraged.
There used to be a slave market just down here, and some of them passed through Ikodobasi, the bridge of no return. So the idea for this project was as a memorial for them. The project has 3 stones. The first stone has names of some of the slaves that were sold out. So we went into some communities and we were able to gather some names. Some family had written down names of some of their sons that were sold off to slavery. So we got their names from there. The second stone talks about slavery, the things that slavery has done to us as a nation, as individuals, as family, and the reason why it should be abolished in any form.
With tourism finding expression in Akwa Ibom State, how much of this sector is being properly harnessed? What opportunities lie therein for government, investors, and communities?
I want government to come and develop this place and turn it to a tourist center, whereby it can attract visitors from all nooks and crannies to come and relax here.
We're looking for investors who would come here, develop the terrain, and make sure that it becomes a hotspot for resorts, for relaxation, and anything you can think of.
As stakeholders and holidaymakers call for the development of local tourism in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State is likely that destination. As we return to Uyo after an adventure while working, another visit to the Green River or the Slave Trade Memorial with family and friends will just be a few days away. After all, Akwa Ibom beckons.
I agree that river should be a tourist site. Nigeria is indeed a blessed nation. In most parts of Nigeria, especially in the city of Lagos, you will encounter a category of people known as area boys. Those who have crossed paths with them understand that it's akin to stepping into a lion's den, an environment where only the bold survives. But if there's one reporter who doesn't flinch at such encounters, it's Annie Daniels. Fearless and relentless, Annie has spent years engaging with them, and in the process, she observed something strikingly absent, something delicate, yet vital? Well, Anne is set to reveal what it is to us.
Imagine living without teeth as an adult. Unthinkable, right? These respondents agree, acknowledging that tooth loss can occur due to various reasons. I recall my friends, affectionately known as area boys, who have missing teeth, which they attribute to their line of work.
Not me, not driver, they drive. I go people. Now they give me money, make it a chop. But we get power, still this one, we get power, normal.
This respondent's dental condition bears a resemblance to that of the area boys.
But your wife now, she like that.
How we go do am now? As it don't be like that, now must like am now.
Did they kiss your wife?
Yes. Yeah.
Amusing, isn't it? What about these ones?
Okay, my own are open teeth now. My own are open teeth. Many girls, they like them. Especially if I mistakenly can't laugh outside. Some go say, oh.
People are laughing at me that see how your teeth be. You have open teeth. It's too wide. That is too wide. But it's God that created me like that. Not that I go and remove teeth.
Some Nigerians, including this woman, revealed their fondness for gap teeth.
Anybody will get open teeth. I so much love it. I love it. I love it. I like it. Even though it's mine, that's mine. Last one. Person we know say this one is fine.
Would you kindly show us your pearly whites? All 32 of them.
Thank you so much, Annie. Really, some are really wide. Let's take our last break. More to come. Glad to know you're still there. The rich cultural heritage of the Kanuri tribe, spanning across Borno, Yobe, Jigawa, Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, lies a beautiful tradition that celebrates the union of marriage. Bulkaka is an enchanting musical performance by an all-female band carefully crafted to guide new brides on the path to a successful marital journey. Mohammed Abubakar takes us on a fascinating journey to explore this age-long custom, which has remarkably stood the test of time and remains an integral part of Kanuri wedding celebration.
Our new bride, Allah has answered your prayer that you are now married and all your family are happy with the development. Avoid unnecessary interference with any issue that does not concern you. To you, our bride, we know you are well brought up by your parents. Carry those attributes to your matrimonial family. Allah has answered your prayer and that of your family, that you are now married. Take your co-wife to be a partner in the running of the house.
For generations, Aisha Ali's family and that of Falmata Alhaji in Maiduguri and its environs have been preparing newlywed brides with admonishments using music on how best to have a marital life that is crisis-free, how to take care of their spouses, among other complements necessary for the lifelong union to succeed. At the torchbearers of their respective lineages, Newsline sampled the pulses of some Kanuris on the age-long tradition.
Anytime we are marrying off our daughters, Bulkaka is a must because we use it to admonish any new bride for her to have a successful marital life. When I was getting married, I still remember the performance staged by the Bulkaka musical band. We enjoyed it while it lasted. We had fun and merriment.
Bulkaka is a ceremonial rhythm that were meted out during wedding, particularly for those that are going to be married out. And it's a common practice in northern Borno, and it's open to everybody. Number one, it serves as a wisdom and admonishment, as well as moral rectitude within which the girl that will be married out will be advised open.
I couldn't get the opportunity for my family to do that because during my wedding, there was an insurgency.
You are right. When I was being married off, the Bulkaka musical band staged a performance all through the night. I can confirm to you that I carried some of the admonishments contained in that performance and therefore helped me as a newlywed then.
The thriving of such a culture among families, irrespective of class, if any, tells a lot about the Kanuri's obsession with their cultural heritage.
All-female band, interesting. That's an important signature. Now, the palace of the Emir of Gwandu, Alhaji Mohammed Ilyasu Bashar in Birnin Kebbi, Kebbi State capital, was packed to capacity as dignitaries gathered for the mass wedding of 300 couples. This remarkable event was organized by the Kebbi State government through the Nanas Foundation, a pet project of the governor's wife aimed at reducing poverty and promoting moral values among young couples. Hassana Abubakar Koko reports that the governor of Kebbi State, Nasser Idris, was in charge of the event and also paid 180,000 naira per couple, totaling approximately 54 million naira as dowry for the 300 brides.
Unmarried young people in Nigeria face numerous challenges, including financial constraints that hinder their ability to get married. This has led to social and economic issues such as delayed marriages, increased poverty, and a rise in social vices. To address these challenges, the Kebbi State government, led by Governor Nasir Idris, has taken proactive steps to support young couples through payments of 54 million naira as dowry for 300 couples in a mass wedding ceremony organized by Nana's Foundation, a pet project of the wife of the governor, Haja Nafisa Nasir Idris. This gesture not only alleviates the financial burden on the couples, but also promotes a sense of community and social responsibility. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, served as the representative of the bridegrooms, while Alhaji Aminullahi Umar, who represented the Emir of Gandu, stood for the brides.
We have widows, we have orphans, we have people living with disability. And that's why this marriage is limited to these three types of categories.
The ceremony was led by Islamic clerics Sheikh Mukhtar Abdullahi Walingwandu, Malam Ahmad S. Power, and Malam Muhammad. The marriages were formalized after the payments of 180,000 naira as dowry for each bride. The government's support extends beyond just financial assistance, as the state government has also provided furniture, foodstuff, and other essential items to the couples, with additional support from prominent individuals, including the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Bagudu, who donated 52 million naira, and member representing Suru Bagudu Federal Constituency, Bello Kauji, donated an irrigation pumping machine to each of the bridegroom. As the couples begin their new lives together, expectations are high.
I can't express my joy today. May God bless them for this gesture.
I am really happy for witnessing this day. May God bless the governor and his wife.
I would like to call on the newlyweds to remain faithful to each other. We pray that God Almighty will bless your marriage and grant you happiness.
Islamic clerics from within and outside the state present at the ceremony emphasized the importance of marriage in Islam, citing the Prophet Muhammad's teachings on the importance of assisting one another in pity and fear of God Almighty. Similarly, a grand reception was later organized in honor of the couples immediately after the wedding solemnization, where the wife of Jigawa State Governor Haja Amina Umar Namadi and renowned female Islamic scholars graced the occasion.
That's an awesome initiative, and congratulations to the couples. And this is where we end Newsline tonight. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Remain patriotic. We'll see you next week.